She'll trip on it.
Camping or something.
I used to go on Friday.
Oh, really?
Engineering.
That's how it goes. Right.
I know you have special dispensation, but the others don't.
Mine's already in the bin. 3 pieces. Thank you.
Well, we heard there was going to be a big crowd, so I thought. Yeah, we go, we have 2 weeks.
Cross is gonna keep growing and growing. It's gonna be like a rock concert here in a couple of years. Oh, yeah. Don't, please don't.
That is not necessary.
Not the meetings I used to go to.
No, the meetings have changed a lot, haven't they?
We had a great summer.
Yeah.
We have appreciation.
Maybe we'll have an opening act sometime. We'll have somebody come in and play.
Yeah, we'll
Make it a
probably
event.
have some opening acts. That I wouldn't do. Oh, and guys, that info, not everybody has it, and I don't know how it was chosen, but once you have that info, for the leadership auditor,
We had a math lab this summer.
you have to fill that out.
All kinds of activities, so
Oh.
PE and
Probably
cooking
just the
and art.
meetings.
Is it a financial statement, maybe? I did that the other day.
St. John Church.
I'll look at it.
I'm not sure. Did you really? I'll tell you what I was. They did. And did you guys get your training done, your,
I just
right here?
Meetings there.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah. I'll come in tomorrow because I gotta drop that book off.
I came in and said one day. Yes. You do it, it's-
Oh, okay.
that's right there.
Yeah.
And
Gotcha.
we had,
But you need it
I
done.
need the answers.
youth volunteers and we got
And sign your card. It's a big undertaking, so it's nice.
What do you do in these?
everybody has.
Get pulled over, give them the
You get 2 tickets.
Yeah, exactly.
Your sticker, put your sticker on the driver's side, so if you get pulled over, they'll see your sticker and hopefully have some mercy. Usually that'll cost you more.
Yeah, it might.
That's something.
I saw your videos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I always love when a judge or they don't tell you you're sitting at home. They didn't really, they wanted to, yeah.
You know, like, wait, you know who I am? You know who I am?
I love that, you know who I am. I think.
Oh, when I worked in, I don't know, like, when I did city.
Really?
Yeah.
This one.
Well, how the hell can anybody make any deception of what that is?
If anybody gets up to speak, announce your name as soon as you get up.
She's not here, she's not
We
here.
don't even have.
Find it down easier on me.
I-
Okay?
I don't know.
And, I think everybody might want to have, the part, what you're really here for first. That's no problem either. Okay. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I guess I'd like to make a motion to have Pat Preston, trustee Preston, join us over the phone. You still there, Pat?
Yes.
Oh, that's no problem. Okay. That's no problem at all.
Okay.
And then also, I talked to you on the phone earlier. I know there's a couple people here, and I know Pat has another meeting for the mayor in Maryville. coming up, and could we kind of switch the agenda and let the folks
I
talk
just said
first?
that.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then
If
we'll
as
go-
long as it's all right.
And we just finish that part of the meeting,
Yeah,
no matter
that'd
which
be
way we
great.
go.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, very good.
We got a motion on the floor.
Got a motion and a second?
Allow Pat to attend my phone.
Okay, roll call.
Okay, trustee Cox,
Here.
trustee Foley,
Aye.
trustee Hopkins,
Yes.
trustee Preston.
Here.
Now, do I indicate that a different way on here?
But
Yeah.
they live in the minutes when I was.
With the,
And supervisor Allen.
yeah.
Okay, and then I guess on the motion for him to be on the phone, do we vote on
We
that?
just did.
Yeah, that's what we did.
That's it, no, that was a roll call.
That was roll call.
No, we already did.
No.
Oh, we didn't vote on that, that's right. Yeah, it's like-
So we'll go ahead and vote on it now, then we know we're right.
Okay. Everybody get it?
No.
Now, she just started, nobody gets in her.
Aye.
Trustee Hopkins.
Yes.
Trustee Preston?
Here. Can't vote for himself.
Supervisor Allen, oh, he can't vote for himself.
Yeah, here. Okay. We get okay the, minutes of the previous meeting, you do that, you get a motion on that?
So moved.
Mike, second. Any questions? Then roll call.
Okay, trustee Cox?
Yes.
Trustee Foley?
Yes.
Trustee Hopkins?
Yes.
And you said Pat Duffy?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah,
vote.
yeah, you can vote on everything.
Trustee Preston, sorry.
Yes.
And supervisor Allen.
Yes. Okay. Now, we'll go to the part about, whether we're gonna go into, with the people that want to accept the, what do I say? The, pardon. Somebody speak up for me. You're here for the,
I guess what do they want to
The
speak about?
tutoring on the school?
the tutoring, and if we want to participate in with the YMCA. Okay? Yeah, now I'm on track. Okay? Yeah, and if anybody wants to speak, just raise your hand and announce your name as you get up. Who's first? Who wants to go first? Go ahead.
Go ahead. You may-
I think so.
No, you go ahead.
I don't know what, Dana Callahan, and I'm an employee at St. John's Evangelical United Church of Christ. I run the Homework Help and Hoops after school tutoring program at the church for the last 10 years. We tutor children ages 1st through 8th grade on Tuesday and Thursday for 10 weeks each semester, so a total of 20 weeks. We do this on a volunteer basis. We bring volunteers from the community as well as, of course, church members. We partner with different organizations that come in and help us do that. It's been a very successful program. We are capable of doing servicing 40 children in a year, per school year. And when it was brought to my attention about the why, I think it's a wonder. I think anybody that is trying to help a child is doing a wonderful thing. My concern was the amount of money that would be put into that program, being taxpayer dollars, and we're doing it on a volunteer basis, and it's the schools that are being targeted by the Y are the same schools that we are targeting. So I'm going to see a huge impact on our program that has a pretty good track record. Maybe our program wouldn't be as successful as a result of that. We really, I saw that the money just didn't add up for me, to see the overhead costs of running the program. Pardon me?
Pat, can you hear?
Yeah, I can hear her fine.
Okay, just making sure.
So that would be a big question that I would have, as to why there's that much money being put in the overhead of this program. Of course, parents are going to choose the path of least resistance, so they would keep their kids at Webster or Jefferson to be tutored by a current teacher. I understand that. Plus, they wouldn't have to provide transportation to and from the church, because that is required.
So just a couple of questions. It sounds like you've got a really good program. So who are the volunteers, and do they get paid something?
No, let me back up. We partner with AmeriCorps out of the University of SIU.
Mm-hmm.
And those students, college students, are paid by AmeriCorps. I do their time sheets, but we do not pay them. As we have students from McHenry College that were not paid. They were doing it as a class project. And everybody else is a volunteer. The church pays my salary, and this is the ministry of the church.
Your salary is just not for that, it's.
Oh, no, I do the soup kitchen and all kinds of other ministry.
You said it was gonna have a huge impact on your program if we funded this. What's the huge impact on your program?
The reduction in the number of children that would come. Most of my kids go to Webster and Jefferson schools.
Okay,
So, but I mean,
financial impact, or is it
No, it would just
Just the
kind of
numbers.
dry it up, yeah.
okay?
Dana, are you finding out that most of the kids are from like Webster, Jefferson, and Summit School?
Yes, because we consider
and
that
that's
our
what
neighborhood.
that's what they picked is Webster and Jefferson. And so, but my thinking on this is I would think it'd only be better. I mean, if we're using Collinsville school teachers, use students from AmeriCorps, you said? And so these are all certified Collinsville school teachers. And I would only think now we can get 80 kids. You know, I mean, I don't understand. If it's a great program, why not? Why would it dwindle yours?
Well, I think that there are some parents that would agree that they would still choose our program, some, not many, because we offer, as our program has one-on-one tutoring, the students receive 55 minutes of one-on-one with a caring adult. And then they get an hour of enrichment, they get a half an hour of physical education, and they get a snack time and a recess. So it's a complete package program, whereas I think the kids that would stay at the school would just get tutoring, and it would be at numbers of 5 to 1 if I got that information.
Yes, 5 to 1. I have the numbers here, and I appreciate you coming in.
They're wrong.
Well, okay, I don't know why they're wrong.
No, it's $350 a kid,
Okay,
if
but
you do your math.
I have all, we can go
No,
through
do your
this.
math right, Derek.
What are you talking about?
It's 300, by the time you add the 5% administrative costs and some of the other things that are on there, it's
How much does it add?
$350.
How much does it add up to then?
It's $14,000.
Okay.
But it's $350 a kid.
For that amount of time.
Yes, for 2 days a week, for 20
And-
weeks.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, we invited Lynn here, and that she could answer some questions about the Y
Wait a
program.
minute, I got a question for Dan.
Sure.
To me, right now, I'm against this, okay? Because other programs are being not taken care of out of this stuff, and they should. If you're gonna do one, you gotta divide it up, and you gotta do several of them. That's the way I feel. That's only fair, and this is coming from a farmer school board member for 8 years. That's the way you do things. And I've talked to many Collinsville teachers, both now present and past and retired, that have told me they would volunteer somewhere and stuff like that, but they haven't been asked. Well, I asked them, I said, if we can get something pushed through in a bunch of different places and that, would you volunteer? They said, yes.
Are you gonna propose that then? Let's get it going.
No, because I'm gonna
I
see
have a
where this vote
question.
goes, and I'm gonna
Not
tell you
only
what, where
do
my
you have
vote's
the
going
school
tonight.
program,
We could always,
you have the summer program, right? Yes.
So in conjunction with that, you're pulling these same kids into the summer where they're getting their lunches, and they're being kept off the streets, they're busy because they have nothing else to do. So you're covering them year round, which is great, I think.
You know, there's, we do
That's what I
offer a
thought.
summer feeding program where the children receive free lunch and an hour and a half of rotation that include reading and math.
But basically what I'm hearing is you have a good program going. That you have a good program and it's great for society, and I'm very glad that you're doing it. I don't think that there's anything wrong though with, and I'll explain my whole position later, that we do more. That the YMCA also has a successful program going down to St. John Newman, and all we were doing that I was proposing, and the board voted on it, was just expanding that program. Any time that we can help a kid or children in this township, that is the future of this. I think it's a good thing. And if you saw the numbers that we all saw in the budget on how much of our tax dollars are sitting in there and they're supposed to be helping the needy and that don't, I can show
Get
you
over
right
it.
now.
Get
No, I'm
over
not
it.
going to get over
Hey,
it.
now, wait a minute,
You're
let him speak,
wrong.
let him speak.
I'm not going to get over it because there's a general assistance fund, all right, that has over $500,000 in it. $180,000 last year of our tax dollars, all right, we're supposed to be helping the needy. $33,000 went to help the needy. I know it. I know it is separate. But what I'm saying is the reason that we took it from general assistance to the general town fund was because 19%, if the public knew this, 19% of the money that was supposed to help the needy actually went to help the needy last year. That's why I wanted to try to figure out ways to give back to us as taxpayers. And I think what you do is fabulous. I don't think there's anything wrong with helping a program that's already successful.
Then my question would be, can we get funded by the township?
That's what Terry Allen at the township's worried about.
Well, but we could, I mean, you could always say that. We have to start somewhere. Just because we're starting with a program that's already successful, I don't see anything.
You just said you had a huge amount of surplus.
Right. Mhm.
So if we can fund that, then we
Right.
have a huge amount.
Well, I
I live in the township.
I'll try to directly answer you. We had to vote as a board to, I mean, and I fought for what did we have? 3-4 meetings on this.
We're supposed to put it in the budget.
To put it in the budget. It has to be voted to put in the budget, $14,000 to put in the budget. That's what we did, all right?
But he said, but we didn't vote to spend it.
What I'm saying, no, I understand that, but what I'm saying is for your answer, if I would have known more about all these other programs, sure, we put $10,000 in, for the Collinsville Township food pantries. We didn't just say Collinsville food pantry, we didn't say Maryville, we said all of them. I'm totally open to that. Once we look into your program, if you need help and to make it even better, I'm sure this board would be for that. I would be. You know, I don't see any, but do you see what I'm saying? The argument is like, well, just because we bought this car, we can't buy, you know, it's just like, it's a good thing. Yes, Pat?
I'm confused because she told me that was a ministry program. What money is it needed for that? I'm confused because she said this was a ministry, and she said the only salary that was was hers. Is that correct?
That is correct. It is run by donations and grants. The church allows us to use the facility, and that is the portion of the ministry. It's the use of the facility.
I think the Reverend wanted to speak to you.
I'm Marvin Morgan, the senior minister at St. John. I'm an interim pastor, and therefore over a 10-year period, for example, I'm subject to serve in about 5 different cities around the country, anywhere in the U.S. We live in a time when it's difficult to get the local administrations and churches to be on the same page. And when you have a program that's helping to reach the needs of the public, as this program is doing, it seems to me at the very least, care should be taken so that a new project with funding would not undercut a program that's already in place. For example, if I'm sending a child to one of these public schools, and the child can go into a room with the teacher and get tutoring, that parent is not going to be so inclined to drive that child over to St. John, where same kind similar tutoring takes place along with other benefits. We try to cooperate as fully as possible. For example, this summer, we were serving over 100 children a day in the HHH program. We called the fire department. They showed up. Some of the most exciting faces I've seen around that church was when the firemen came out to talk about what they do. Police department officers came out. That's the kind of cooperation we need. And I would hope that we would be careful not to introduce a program that would undercut what churches are already doing. It's hard enough to get people committed. And so I would simply urge you to rethink, or at least broaden the support that you're providing. Yes, sir.
I have two questions. One, if we did give you funding, what would it be used for?
It would enhance our ability to, these are volunteers, yes, but we'd like to be able to say to some college students who are part of that congregation, we can provide a modest stipend to you to get engaged in this program. We can strengthen what we already have. What Danny is suggesting is that these competing projects with funding would draw students away from the programs that are already in place.
Are you maxed out at the number of kids you can do right now? Or not?
No, we're not.
We're not.
No, but we got facilities to do.
Okay, well, I guess, the reason I asked,
Already, Dan?
the reason I asked
If
that,
I have staff.
if you
Yeah.
only have to serve 20 kids, you're saying that we're undermining it. It's not like we're taking them and we're going to go out and teach them how to do crimes.
Right.
We're trying to tutor them. I mean, you keep saying it's undermined and would, the word she used would impact it dramatically.
Simply draw students away. I want to give you one
Couldn't
more
they do
example.
both?
Right.
Beg pardon?
Could they do both?
Well, they could
Go
do
to their
both.
tutoring
There are
sessions?
limited hours in the day.
I'm just asking because
There are limited hours after school.
I don't see the negative.
I don't either.
I'm trying to find your negative in it. I mean, you're citing negatives, but I'm really, in my mind, I'm trying to see where the negative
Well,
is.
if we had $14,000, we could perhaps compete with a funded project. These funded projects will draw students that are now a part of our program and other programs here in the city.
This program's already going on at Twin Echo and, there's one other school in Maryville, is it?
No, I thought, yeah, I thought it was.
Is it Twin Echo right now? I thought it was two.
I wish.
Maybe not.
Just for that.
Okay.
Is it just Twin Echo? Okay. This is a program already going on, so it's already got some, benchmarks.
Sure, go ahead.
I know I'm not, but last week, someone said during this discussion that they were going to fund 40 children.
Yes.
They could do 400, so
That was my whole point is,
I would
just because
hope this
what you're doing
new
is
program will
good,
just pull different children.
more.
Or if it pulls some of yours away, some
'Cause
new ones will come to you.
You said that you could do more. That's what I'm thinking is, just because what we're doing is good and what you're doing is good, doesn't mean that we should stop what we're doing. Do you see what I'm saying? I don't see how that benefits the kids of Collinsville. I don't see how that, I think it only helps.
I can see that it would be more of a benefit there because they're offering a summer program, they're helping kids that maybe are left home alone.
Well, then again, then if they're offering a summer program, they can continue to do that, because this goes from mid-October to April.
But what would be wrong with keeping these kids year-round, keeping them
They
engaged
can do
in a
that with the
secure
same-
environment,
they can do that.
one-on-one.
They can do that, and with the kids, do you see what I'm
They're
saying?
getting much
I'm wanting to
more
help more
from-
people, so.
They're
I-
getting much more from
Yeah,
this
but
program.
how do you put a fine line to it to where you're just benefiting one group compared to other groups that are out there?
Well, it comes down to also, these are Collinsville school teachers that pick the kids, and they have to
Wait
be
a
in the
minute,
Collinsville
but they
Township
also get a stipend as a free membership in the YMCA,
to get them at the lower price.
to get them there at the lower price.
Right.
Now, she's got a program that's volunteers. Okay, that might be college students. Let me tell you what, a college student is a good teacher.
I'm not saying they're not. I'm not saying their program's
Well,
bad at all,
And
Mike.
we have
And
a good
that's-
rapport with
Absolutely,
Western.
I'm not trying to.
I'll get her,
They
I'll get her
recommend
a few
the
teachers
students.
that have told me they would
Do you have a good
volunteer.
rapport with your teachers?
We do, because we've used it for we've had the program for years now. And, when we look for teachers, we have teachers that will say, hey, I wanna do it.
The teachers that I've talked to all,
I think you're fighting wrong. I think you have some internal conflict going on in your board that's kind of flowing over to Dana. I don't think Dana is let me finish, please. I don't think Dana is fighting that, the WISE program is bad. And I'm just thinking that Dana is saying, if you're going to fund her program for the better of the children, let's fund her program for the betterment of the children.
Yep.
If it has not been voted on for the WISE program, then it can be added to the budget to Dana's program. And you just made the comment that we had a huge surplus.
we do, okay.
Excuse me, may I have your name, please?
Randy Hammond, Hamann.
Was that's the last part of your statement, ma'am?
Yeah.
Robert, you had your hand up a while ago. Did you want to speak? I thought you had your hand up.
My idea was active.
Okay. Well, I didn't want to miss you.
I'm enjoying it, though.
Okay, good. I didn't want to miss you. Yeah.
And, yes,
That's it.
I'll make a comment.
Mention your name first.
Ron Jetta. I watched a couple of your programs or meetings on the internet. Had a chance to view those. And I guess, listening to just this brief part of this conversation tonight, I know Dana, our Rotary clubs help fund their HHH summer program. We've gone over, I personally volunteered, not this year, but in prior years. And I guess what I'm looking at is, there's plenty of money around to be able to fund both programs. It just so happens at this point, unfortunately for you, Dana, somebody didn't let you know about it and you didn't get in line. But the budget, as it was passed in June, can be amended in 6 months. It can't be amended before that, but by law, by state law, it can be amended after 6 months. So 6 months from now, you can be laying the groundwork and coming in here, and they do have excess money available, not just in the assistance program, but there's millions of dollars of excess money available. And whether or not you're competing with the Y on their program.
Not all here.
I'll show you the budget, and I'll show you the
Yeah,
budget.
there's money to be able
Yeah,
to
you're
do
an
that.
expert in them.
So
That's
if
right,
you're-
let him speak.
If you're looking at doing the programs, the township is in a financial position where they can fund the WISE program and they can fund your program. And again, not to get into an argument with you, but looking at what you're doing is kind of saying, well, as Derek mentioned or somebody mentioned earlier, they put money in to be able to give money to the food pantries. If they only gave it to the Collinsville food pantry, then the Maryville food pantry came down and said, well, you're giving it to Collinsville, you're taking our customers away from it. I guess I look at it and say, whatever you can do to help the kids, whether it's the Y or whether you're a program, and again, I hope your program is very successful, but if it happens to be that your program is just as successful and you can work in conjunction with what the Y's doing, I see that nothing but a win situation. Now, in the meantime, again, you didn't get into the budget, right now, but again, the budget can be amended 6 months from the date that it was passed. That's state law. You can't do it before then. And there's plenty of money available in the general fund if they can give you $10,000, $15,000, whatever, to do that program. But if the Y happened to get into the program, unfortunately, again, as I said earlier, you didn't find out about this until now. So again, I would urge the board at this point to fund what you're going to do or planning on doing. You gave money to the Y. You gave,
No, we haven't yet.
Well, I'm saying
voted
it was in the budget.
In the budget.
It was in the budget.
In the budget.
You did something in the budget.
Youth program.
Yeah, you did something in the budget for the food pantries, and take a look at this, and again, I'd encourage you to doing what you're doing. Come over to the board in 6 months from now, or 5 months from now, and say, here's our new plan, and they can fund the plan for you, because there is plenty of money available. There is excess money, there's millions of dollars in reserves that can be used without having to raise the taxes. There's no doubt about that. So again, I would encourage you to fund what you're going to do with the Y, fund what you're going to do with the food pantries, and
then take a look.
Right, and I'll definitely come down, and I wanna get involved and volunteer, whatever I gotta do.
Ma'am, I'll let you speak just a second. I want to say a few things. My problem is, I and everybody on this board was elected from Collinsville Township. That's Maryville, Collinsville, unincorporated area. How many of these people, you know how many you get, how many people are you getting from Kaysville or Fairmount City or past Black Lake?
I have students from State Park, from Kreitner, and from Caseyville that come up.
See, that's the problem I got.
But
It's a law that we have to, it has to be a Collinsville Township student. And that was why, we went through a lot of stuff before.
there are just, there's not many, but, and they
Right.
don't come to the after-school program because, well, the immediately after-school program because they can't get here in time. But we have one-on-one tutoring later in the evening for those kids that come.
Dana, you weren't here before enough, but I asked, and you weren't here when it was,
Sarah.
yeah, Sarah. Not to beat a dead horse, but I'm sorry, I got to look at stuff like that. Do you get kids from Maryville and Glen Carbon?
I never had my Harvard student. I may have years ago had Mary.
Okay. Do you get any funding from the city council or village mayor? Lynn?
Young lady, you want
See,
to
I'm sorry, I have a problem with that.
After
They
Mike's
can't
done.
fund, but we're supposed to fund a bunch of this and stuff. I have a real problem with that. Because they can dish out all kinds of money for tips and stuff like that, both city council and village of Maryville, and high salaries that they have both in Maryville and Collinsville and stuff like that. And especially in Maryville, for a village of less than 8,000 people, some of the salaries they make up there is ridiculous. And I'm sorry.
I know, but my thing is, we're not on that board, we're on this board.
I'm not, that's got nothing to do with it, Derek. It's called sharing in the whole deal, because they talked about, the Reverend talked about sharing.
But I
There's no sharing.
can't control if
I
they don't do
know
a great
that.
job, we're gonna do a great job. That's what I can control.
Okay, this young lady was going to speak next.
Becky Loya. I had a question. You mentioned that the Y got in first and had whatever, what wording you use, first option or first choice. I want to backtrack to that. How did that happen? How did they get it when no one else knew about it? Was that the case, Derek?
I'm sorry, I
Was
missed
that-
what you said, I'm sorry. I think it was something about, you said something about how did the Y get in first?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he said that, so I'm
Okay.
questioning, is that the situation?
No, it wasn't,
or-
it wasn't getting in first. What all it was is, we were just elected 4 months ago. I'll tell you exactly what I did. I went through the budget and just tried to understand everything. When I saw the general assistance and I said that only 19% actually went to help people, that irritated me. So then I said, we need to actually do something for the community, all right? Then I was told that we can't use that general assistance fund, okay? In the meantime, they had a program that was successful down at Twin Echo. So I said, let's just jump on that back. I didn't know about your program. Like Ron said, I will come down and I will learn about it, and anything that we can do as a board to help it, we'll help it. I don't think that us helping the kids, and we voted on it, we had to go through all these hoops to make sure that everyone was a township student, everything, the money was going just to the teachers and everything. We jumped through all these hoops, we voted as a board, and now we have to vote to give them the extra $14,000, and this is for all year, for 40 kids. Yes, it might be $300 a kid. To me, that's money well spent. If you needed money for that, I think it would be money well spent. It's just how it worked out. That's all it is.
Did you go to the Y? And I have nothing.
I did.
Or did they come to you?
I did. I reached out.
I thought you said at that last meeting before last, they came to you.
No, they did not. I looked to see what programs were out there.
Young lady, you want to speak?
Are there other schools that are considered townships besides Webster and Jefferson? So like, is in Maryville Township?
Yeah.
Is the Summit considered?
Yeah, almost all.
But
Yeah.
see, everything in
Retro?
everything in
So
everything in
here's my-
Kaysville is
Okay. I just need to know
where the line is what you
So
wanna
my
know.
question is, instead of competing with Dana's program, why don't we move the Y program to a different school and do 20 students at Maryville or 20 students at Renfro?
I think they said that they focused the need was the two schools.
Right, and they had
No,
more, and they were,
But a program is available for
Well,
Webster and Jefferson.
and the
A
reason,
program is available
this,
through HHH.
right.
So I'm
I see
asking,
what you-
why don't you move the funds for the Y to a different school that is still township children? You can't tell me that there's not 20 children in Maryville just because they have a higher income bracket, that there's not 20 children in Maryville that couldn't use tutoring assistants. You can't tell me that at Renfro, there's not 20 students that can use tutoring assistants.
I'm not sure, it's probably the same reason that you guys chose Webster and Jefferson. It's probably because there's a lot of kids that need help there, and that's
I
why
know,
that
but why
we.
for our neighborhood? Why
Listen, we
compete?
didn't vote to compete this, competing, I
I
don't.
really don't see it.
Well, let me, and I'm not sure, they recommend the students for our program, okay?
Thanks.
So they,
Exactly.
and same for the Y.
Yeah.
So if they're gonna be paid to tutor the students, do you think they're going to recommend them to my program? Or are they going to say, keep them at their school and be tutored after?
There's more than 42, probably.
Right. And what about other schools, like you're saying? What about other schools that we can help out through your
Well,
program?
it is our neighborhood schools,
Mhm.
that's where we are focus
Right.
originated from. We'll take
Right.
anybody, but the focus has been
I'm
on.
not saying it's a bad program.
No, I know.
I'm just saying why,
I just want to,
Reality
someone to
is-
explain to me where it's
I don't think
competition. I'm not,
because as
I
Dana
don't, I'm not
just
trying.
showed you, one, if a teacher is paid through the YMCA with a membership, she's not gonna send that student to Dana. And two, if a person, as a parent of three kids,
Okay.
if I had the opportunity for my son to stay at school and not have to transport him over to Dana and then come back and get him, I'm keeping my student at Webster. And if it's a 1-to-5 ratio to where Dana's a 1-on-1, so why not just move that funding? I don't understand the,
Well, this is
No.
the recommendation of the school district, and I think that's what we're going on. The school district's the one that gave us these two schools.
And the other thing is, these are Collinsville asserted, I'm not saying that teacher's bad, I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying these are Collinsville, teachers, and that's why. And I'm not,
that's the 1-to-5 situation
Just
for
because-
55 minutes, is that tell you the correctly, 55 minutes?
If we pass this,
yes.
if we pass this,
I think they.
Mike just meant it.
Yep, you're longer.
Well, our after-school program, but it includes enrichment and math and.
Yeah, Lynn can answer any questions
Okay.
on that.
If we did pass this, how many people are we gonna have to serve? How many people, is it gonna build and build and build? You people think we've got, Larry, what year was that when Collinsville Township had to borrow from Road and Bridge? We were broke. We were actually broke, and it's no lie.
Well, tonight, it looks like we're gonna be voting after.
We aren't broke right
Yeah.
now. That's
No,
not-
I didn't
that's
say right
irrelevant,
now.
Terry. We're not broke right now.
I didn't say right now.
And the fact that we only spent 19% last year and spent less than that, that's atrocious.
Well, I'm saying, how many
As a
people,
As a board member, as a parent, as a father, that's atrocious. And we have the opportunity to correct that now. And I think we need to move forward.
are we gonna keep it down to a certain amount of people though? 'Cause we can only afford so much.
Tonight, we're voting to spend $55,000 here. We're voting to spend, I can go through here, $30,000, $31,000 out of the town. How much are we talking about that? We won't spend 20 seconds on that tonight. We have spent 3 months on this for kids. And to me, I'm embarrassed by it.
But I gotta look at the money side of it. We did go broke.
We're, at the end of the year.
You think I'm lying
sorry.
to you.
No, I'll show you. At the end of this year, if we spend exactly what we have budgeted, we will end up with an ending balance of $2,081,000.
But-
That is not in the general town fund.
Remember I told you about both of these buildings?
That's not the general assistance.
No, general assistance money, there's $500,000 at the end of the money on that.
But he forgot to tell you about both of these buildings need a whole lot of work this year.
Put it in the budget.
My deal before a vote comes up, and actually I'll make a motion to table this till December, that then we can include the other groups in it, because it's not
No,
fair.
no.
It's not, wait a minute, if you vote the way you guys wanna vote, I'm making a statement and I got the floor. It needs to include the whole kit and caboodle, or not anybody at all, in my opinion. I'm sorry. Party kids, there's gotta be more than 40 kids in the Collinsville School District that need tutoring. That just
And
one
we could
place.
afford, I don't know how many we could afford.
So
No,
just
they
to
got-
clarify, Mike, Mr. Foley's motion on the floor is to not help any kids?
Right.
No, it's not to, Pat, it's not to not help any kids, it's to table it till December, when the 6 months is up, to then help these other groups out too, because what's good for one is good for all.
Okay, let's take a vote. That's on the floor, so I think we're forced to vote on that, and then I'd like to make a motion after that.
Yeah, there's no second. You don't, nobody has voted on a second.
Go ahead. We got a motion, you say?
Yeah, but that's the second.
I'd like to have a statement. Yeah, or Pat, did you, I'll make, it's a minute or two long, but I think it explains everything, if I may.
Go ahead.
This board was elected just 4 months ago. When I ran, I promised three main things. One was transparency. For way too long, the community was kept in the dark. Now we're able to see each meeting. 2, never raise your taxes. I believe government already takes enough of your hard-earned money, and I want you to keep more of it. I believe you will always spend your money better than the government will. And 3, the taxes that we do receive, I want to make sure that I do everything in my power that you get the biggest bang for your buck. You deserve to get the best and the most efficient services. When we have a big surplus, instead of giving ourselves raises, we should find ways to give you more. I voted yes on the current budget because, even though there are things that I disagree with, just like the use in the General Assistance Fund that is designed to help the needy, and only 19% of the money spent last year actually helped the needy. The rest went to administrative costs. I was made aware that this board has no control over that budget, and it's controlled only by Supervisor Terry Allen. So, if we as a board wanted to help the needy, the funds would need to come out of the general fund. This fund has a surplus of nearly $2 million of your money. Trustee Preston and myself made 3 motions that passed to add funding out of this fund. One motion was for needed repairs to the senior center. The second was for $10,000 for Collinsville Township food pantries, and the third was for $14,000 to fund after-school youth tutoring programs that have yielded very positive results in the past. We have spent 2 months debating this $14,000 to help kids. I believe I've gotten the answers for each question that has been raised to the board. I want the public to know if passed tonight, the $14,000 will be funding tutoring for 40 Collinsville Township kids. The kids will be chosen by Collinsville teachers, and the funding pays for the Collinsville school teachers to tutor these kids for the 2017 school year. The YMCA also helps out by offering these teachers memberships. This allows them to hire the teachers at a big discount. It's why $14,000 can pay for 10 teachers for the entire year. Another argument was that tutoring maybe didn't go far enough. And there's other programs we should look into. I feel comfortable knowing that the money is going to the Collinsville school teachers, and it already has a proven and shown positive results. Let's grow the program to include more schools, which this does. Think about this. We as a board get bills each month so far that I've been elected here for tickets sometimes well over $50,000, and we spend 20 seconds asking questions. This $14,000 again has been debated for 2 months, and it's to help tutor Collinsville Township school children who need it. Lastly, an argument was made that already too much money goes to schools. Well, that's a different board. I'm not on that board. I was elected to this board, and the truth is we have a nice surplus that continues to grow. This $14,000 is money already sitting in the fund. Furthermore, it's much less money than pay raises that may go out later this year. This money will not cause anyone's taxes to go up 1 cent. It's hard to think, to me, of a better way to spend such a small amount than helping kids in our township. This is our township's future. If it changes one child's life, I'm certain that the taxpayers will be proud. The debate time, to me, is over as school is getting ready to start. It's pretty simple. To pass this, we need 3 votes. I'm uncertain if we have it. I know myself and Pat Press and I assume are going to be voting yes. I assume, after hearing Trustee Mike Foley, you're maybe going to vote no because your attitude towards me, I don't know, but you've already voted no against helping the seniors. So, statements made by Supervisor Allen, I'm unsure where you stand, sir. So, it's all up to Trustee Hopkins.
Are you about done?
Yeah, I am. All I ask, listen, Dan,
No pressure.
Dan, all I ask is what I asked from the start. It should not matter whose idea it is, all right? It should matter if it's a good idea or not a good idea. This pays Collinsville school teachers. It does not add a cent of debt or raises any taxes, so I hope you can vote yes. And I'm hopeful that maybe this debate even swayed the rest of the board, and I ask you all to vote yes. By doing so, I believe the board will be making the community happy by helping others. With that, I make a motion to vote on the youth tutoring line in the general fund.
Just a
Second.
Yeah, 1 second,
We have
I just want to say one thing too. If, and I hate even to say this, but is our money gonna pay for just people that live in Collinsville Township?
Absolutely. Our attorney, if he was here, he would explain that already. We went through that.
He's gonna enter, he said he's going to do a memorandum of understanding between the school district.
Now, if you can guarantee
And that's
me,
legal.
if you can guarantee me that.
Yeah, that's what
Yes,
he-
ma'am, go ahead.
When you mentioned that it will grow later to other schools, why not put it in other schools now and grow this direction?
We've already,
and keep their program?
we've already approved the budget, and it took, again, we've
No,
been
I'm not
debating this
talking
for 2
growing.
months.
Instead of growing to it, take the money now to those other schools you're speaking of, and then let this program stay and cover this area. This is a ministry. This is more hours. It's bringing families together. It's getting kids
I'm not against
many
it.
more hours where they're not alone in their homes, you know, running around the street.
Your question, I think we're trusting the school district to put it in. That's, I mean, they're the professionals, and you got PhDs and people with master's degrees in what school. I mean,
There's a motion on the floor, is that right?
Right, I know you gotta
We're in
get going.
discussion.
I think there should be a vote. There's a motion and a
No,
second.
we don't
Tell
have a
Tell me
second.
what the motion is.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Pat Preston,
To make a motion to vote on the youth tutoring line in the general fund.
And you people guarantee that it'll be all Collinsville Township?
That's your attorney, Mark Parker, has already said that they have an agreement. He's not here, so he can speak.
I'd like
Okay,
to say
Dan.
something.
Yes.
I'm all for helping the kids. Okay, this has been discussed, and who was first, and who was second, you know, that's fine and dandy. I mean, I know our school district, just this last year, when they had their test scores, they actually had higher test scores than the triad school district. That's a great thing, in my opinion, that our school district is stepping up and they're doing better, so. How did you get in first? Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a good question. It was brought to the board, and we're discussing it. One misnomer I want to point out is that 19% of people help. That's not totally accurate, because, I mean, it's an accurate number, but that's how many people we help. 19% of the money went to help people. The state of Illinois rules dictate what we can give out, not the township. It used to be anybody that walked in that door, Terry could help, anybody here could help. The state changed the rules a couple years ago, and actually now, whoever administrates that has a tougher job now than they've ever had.
I just don't think we should levy that money then, if we're not gonna give it to the general system.
That's not today though, okay?
Absolutely.
You're beating the drum that we have no decision making in, okay? We didn't make that decision to spend 19% and levy this much.
No, I wasn't on
Okay,
this.
I know, neither was I.
Yeah.
Okay, but I mean, does it sound bad? Absolutely. But you know what? The previous board had no decision making in that, because
They had decisions that we sit right here as a board to make.
Right.
They have groups, this is money that we can use and spend. This is it, man. I mean, plain and
I know.
simple. This is our chance to not say, oh, it's broken, it's broken, it's broken, it's broken, it's broken. No, this is our time to say, it is broken, let's fix it.
Can I finish?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. I just wanted to clear that up, because the general assistance, this is town money we're talking about, okay? So it's a separate thing, but I just want to clear that up, because this is to say that we only spent 19% is awful. Well, it's awful because that's the only people that qualify, only 19% of the money.
But the
is
reason
spent.
I mentioned that is because that's where it started with me, and I was trying to explain to them, it started, I saw that
We
number.
thought we could spend that money
Right,
for this.
and then it went to the general town
Okay.
fund, and
Let
it
me
still
finish.
has $2 million.
Let me finish.
Yeah.
Let me interrupt you. Okay? Mike, I understand your time, you know, you wanna wait till December, but then they won't be able to start this program in October. And I think that to help the
It's
kids.
not fair to the other ones.
Absolutely not, you're right, it's absolutely not fair, okay? This was brought to us, I don't know if Derek brought it to us, or they came to us, however it happened, I don't care, it's here, it's on the table, we budgeted money for it. I said this at the previous 2 meetings, I don't like using our tax money for the township to help supplement the school district money. It's like, we're pushing this money to that one, okay? But I understand we have a surplus, and if we can help people with it, so be it. I just wanna make sure we understand. What I like.
Nobody ever gives us money.
Right, exactly.
The taxpayers give
Yeah.
us money all the time.
Well, they give the school district too,
All right.
yeah.
As you're done, I'll finish.
Go ahead.
All right. What I'd like to see us do, after this is decided tonight, is establish a youth committee. We have a lot of things, we've already had almost every meeting come before this board. We had, you know, the FOP came to us because they help the youth groups, the cheerleaders that come to us, okay? I'd like to see us establish a youth committee of citizens throughout the community, ministers, teachers, businessmen, establish a committee, and let them
Figure out where.
we'll come up with a number that we can afford. Let them bring the programs to us, let them do all the screening, because right now, I mean, their program sounds great. I still don't understand how it's undermining you by having more programs. You know, you can explain it to me all you want after we leave here, because maybe I'm not getting it, but I don't see how it undermines you. You know, I don't mean that detrimentally, I'm sincere, I don't understand how it's hurting me. So, I mean, I just think if we would establish something like a youth committee, and they could make recommendations to us, we could budget, and then when they come up, you know, somebody comes to them with a program that's good, they can say, you know what, we think this is in the best interest, we can have the people come to us and speak to us too, we still get to screen it all, we can still vote on it, they're not gonna be spending our money, they're just gonna decide which way they think we need to head. I think, you know,
I like that idea.
because for them to, everybody come in here, I mean, like, you know, we're joking, this is a full house, I mean,
Right.
you know, word gets out, you know,
Yeah.
but I mean, I don't mind, you know, maybe the youth committee can maybe screen all this,
Right.
maybe we can help everybody a little bit.
No, I'm totally for that.
So, I mean, I just think that's something we need to look at.
Yep.
When it comes time in the fall, because we got 2 things coming up this fall. In December, we can amend the budget, in November, we set the levies.
Mhm.
So, I know we're gonna address that too, because if we have surplus, then our levy's too high. That's my opinion.
Well, I doubt we will this year, because the money's been coming down from the state for a long time now.
Okay.
All
All right, that's all I got to say. Does anybody else have anything?
Anybody else?
We still have a motion.
Oh.
You'll need to second.
Call,
Pat already seconded it.
call for the question.
Oh, well, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you, Pat.
That's okay.
Quit whispering.
I heard you holler again.
I'm used to that.
We ready to vote?
Right. Roll call.
Trustee Cox,
Yes.
trustee Foley,
Because it's not helping everyone, no.
trustee Hopkins,
Yes.
trustee Preston,
Yes.
trustee supervisor.
Yeah, I'll say, I vote yes as long as it, and I hate to say it, because I love Kaysville and I love them all.
I
But it's,
talked to Mark about it.
it's gotta be Collinsville Township people.
That's what I
Okay.
don't trust.
Yeah, I'll vote yes.
You still there, Pat?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. All right.
Thank you all for being here.
Right.
That's what you come for, and you wanna leave, you ain't gonna hurt my
As soon
feelings.
as we can do something, you know, because when we budget that money,
They
this
might
was
wanna watch
discussed,
the
and
show.
that was the intention of that budget amount.
I got a question
Nothing detrimental to you.
for Dana.
Sure.
You said you operate off grants a lot, are you guaranteed your grants? Okay.
Yeah, you know.
Just as a final question, if you don't mind. It seems to me that a public hearing might have been the solution. If you knew funds were available, to have a public hearing and to invite all interested parties to make a presentation, then we would have known.
You know what? I'd like to know how we find all the interested parties, because
I think if you put
I
it
didn't
out
know.
on Facebook, like your Facebook Live that says $14,000 grant is available,
well,
I think.
It was just as simple as, we had just gotten elected,
I,
and
yeah.
you guys are fighting the wrong.
I'm not fighting you.
No, no,
Yes,
I'm not
your
fighting you.
hostility is, you're fighting the wrong battle.
I'm
We're
sorry.
not saying that your program is horrible.
No.
We're saying
I'm
that
not.
she has a similar program that could, one, use the funds, and two, there's other schools to target that are within the township to serve a wider path.
I'm
So
ready.
I think you guys have let your internal rifts focus out on and cloud your,
Well, I don't know if you understand what I was talking about.
I
Our money comes from Collinsville
absolutely, and if
Township.
your concern is that you do all of the township, then you would move that program that you have at Webster and Jefferson.
I don't wanna remove nothing, just as long as they are, yeah. Yeah, sir?
Bob Kilser. I want to compliment these people for what they're doing.
Absolutely.
At the same time, I want to compliment the board, because I understand that it's Collinsville Township tax money. And from what I understand them saying, that a lot of their students aren't from Collinsville Township. Well, some. So how would you separate one from the other? And that's what these people
All
have to do.
Kaysville, all this
That's what they
Fairmount
did.
City.
That's what these people have to do, because it's my tax money that is being sent out. And if, you know, if some of your children are from Fairmont, which is St. Clair County or Caseyville, that's my tax money going out of the township, somewhere else. I understand these people are challenged with that, and when he was saying they had the lawyer checking into it, I appreciate what
months.
you're doing. I
It's
think it's a beautiful thing, these children need all the help they can get. I mean, I'm a member of Maryville Baptist, and, I mean, I think over there, the church school, those kids are so far ahead of the public school kids, it's pathetic. You know, but I mean, their parents are able to pay the money to go there. I understand that there's a lot of children in the township that their parents can't pay that, and they're getting the blessing from you to do that. Don't give that up, because like he said, there's 100,000 kids out there that need your help.
And I don't.
So don't ever give it up.
Yeah, and it is based on, so it's based on, so they could.
There's no problem. I just told them personally.
No, well,
We already
This fall,
Thank you.
we can amend it.
Thank you, Reverend, thank you. And I wanna, excuse me for the mental block when I first started, but I was nervous.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Did you hear that part? They will, if they lose children, they'll just lose their grant money a lot. That's what
I don't see it
they
happening.
were trying to bring up, and then they're supposed to always reconsider in December, like,
There's always, there's gotta be more information.
Sir, did you have anything else tonight?
Yes, not on the schools.
Yeah, you did, know what you wanted. That's all right, we're going into our regular meeting right now.
Okay.
Is that okay?
He can speak as he wants to.
That's what I told him, that's what he wants to speak on.
You have no other big hour.
Now, we're in our regular meeting now, so you go ahead.
Okay, my issue came up today when a lady named Jill called me from the tax assessor's office. This is, I have been past 65 for like 4 years, I turned 70 in 10 days. But, we have a tax thing that $5,000 deduction off of your taxes for people over 65. But it's a thing that you have to renew yearly, which I don't understand why you have to do that, because I'm not gonna get any younger.
It's a
But
law.
I know it's the law, that's apparently a stupid one, but the lady, when she calls me, she says, you know, that I didn't turn in my yellow card or whatever she called it, and it's like 3 out of 4 years that I mail this in, and they don't get it. You know, and you were there today,
Yeah, I was standing there,
and you asked me, did you mail it from Maryville? Do we have a?
Yeah, I thought maybe that could have been a
Do
problem.
we have a federal issue here that
What,
Maryville
Maryville?
Post Office, is that inept that they can't have the mail to you?
No, I just thought somebody might have been messing up, I don't know.
Well, okay, but I mean, you know, 3 out of 4 years.
I understand
And
what
the
you're saying.
lady tells me, she says, you're the only person in Collinsville Township that has a problem with it. And then she's got a stack of cards this high in her hand, and she tells me for 2 weeks, they have been making calls, remember telling people that they hadn't sent a card in. So how am I the only person in Collinsville Township that has a problem with it? When these people spend hours and hours and hours, what they can't dial very quickly.
Did they get it fixed?
I don't know. The lady said she filled my card out, and
I think what she said, that now she thinks that they gotta see your house, is that what she said?
In fact, I think Mike's sister is working on it.
I know why.
she didn't say she had to see my house. She just said.
Well, no, it was something about the basement, if it had a basement and it was,
There was what I said, there was a couple of times, well, a person came to my house and asked me to see the basement. I mean, I haven't refused. I mean, if they have a problem with it, they can come and see it. You know, I mean, but they have to have a reason to tax assess you. You know, most of the time, they used to do it when you sold your house. I mean, I bought the house new. The guy asked me when I bought it, do you want to finish the basement? I thought about it. My wife tells me, she says, well, if you finish the basement, the kids are going to want to move in. I said, no, thank you. You know, but it isn't finished. I mean, you know, but 2 people came in and asked to look at it. They looked at it, you know. But my problem is, I don't know how to get the card to you people, because apparently the postal system can't get it here, but I'm the only person in the county that don't do it. The lady's got a stack this big.
Is it a problem? Do you know if it's been?
Well-
Something you guys need to look at.
Right.
Because it is a problem.
a lot of people do bring this in.
Yeah.
You spend a lot of time with them ladies on the phone calling all those
Right.
people as general reminders. There's something wrong with the system.
Right.
I don't even mail my water bill in town anymore. I drop them off there because it got lost 2 times. And they late fees, and I got a notice one time. They're gonna, my second notice, final notice, you're gonna shut your water shut.
Where you live at?
Yeah, right.
I'll find mine.
In Townsend, we live in
City
Townsend.
council, that's right. I mean, I can speak to when my mom was alive, she had a house, and I had to go to St. Clair County courthouse every time. I didn't, you know, we didn't do it by mail, I had to go up there and reapply for it once a year, and I even asked her a question. I said the same thing, I go, she's not getting any younger, I go, she starts going backwards, I'll come and let you guys know how she
Well, I wish
did
I
it.
could figure it out.
I know, but what they told me was, is that people will pass away, and they want the person to attest that they're signing the card, you know, they wanna make sure. In fact, I got the deal on my street with it. Over the
I guess
house.
if you didn't pay the taxes, they'd find out pretty quick.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. Well, yeah, but you know what? Yeah, I didn't get my tax. I had to go up and get a copy. My tax bill didn't come this year.
Did they help you today?
Oh, the county got another one.
Get this
I
right?
hope so. I hope so. I'm not too sure. I
Just
walked
still got
back in
paid.
and asked
Oh,
her,
yeah.
you know, she had me sign my name on her card, I paid it.
They'll get it taken care of.
That's right.
If
It's
there's-
ridiculous.
If there's one thing I can say, the assessor's office, actually all township offices. I don't wanna say that by being a trustee, but I'm gonna brag on the employees and that. They're all very hard workers, and they will get to the bottom of any kind of problem and stuff like that. Sometimes maybe not for your satisfaction to whatever it is, and stuff like that, over whatever issue it might be. You might not like their answer, but I guarantee it, they will get to the bottom of the
Well,
problem.
Just look at the system to see if the system's working the right way. That's
Well,
why
I mean, 3 out of 4 times, you know, a letter
Right.
to somebody, to me, it is,
Yeah, I understand that too.
the
Ken.
percentages are not there. You know, it's,
Right.
you know, like I told you today, is I had an issue with a gentleman named Coletti, where I worked at. Apparently, the gentleman that's in charge of that thing is Coletti.
That's your, right.
Okay, so, that was an issue that kind of drew my attention to it, but, I don't know what the problem is, but like I said, next year when I mail it in, it'll come certified, signature required.
Yeah.
You know, and,
Just drop it off, I mean, yeah, the inventory.
yeah, but of course, they got a group of them, somebody in the office just throwing it away.
No, we won't do that.
you'll get it.
That doesn't happen. Believe me.
Apologize. for
We'll
that,
get you,
Rob.
we'll get you squared away.
I would stay for the meeting.
Well,
I know, you gotta come to more of them, this is fun, isn't it?
We want to thank Mr. Pat Preston for making it happen. Sorry, we so long with you on the phone.
Apologize, worked out on the way.
Oh, I know, I apologize if I screwed anything up.
I thought it was gonna be a 15-minute meeting, that's what I told you.
Huh?
That's what
I know.
That's what I thought, 15 minutes.
That's a recurring problem.
Let's move on now.
Yes, all right.
Let's move on to the regular, and go to the general assistance bills for, $4,446.15.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Dan, seconded by Mike. Any questions? If none, roll call.
No, I got it, I just wanted to get this on here. Okay, trustee Cox,
Yes.
trustee Foley,
Yes.
trustee Hopkins, trustee Crescent,
Yes.
and supervisor.
There you go. The road and bridge fund bills for $55,515.39.
So moved.
Maybe I should ask what it's for, it's like,
Mike?
I already looked at it, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you, good second.
Who's second?
Second.
Oh, okay. Pat second. Okay, any questions? If none, roll call.
Trustee Cox,
Yes.
trustee Foley,
Yes.
trustee Hopkins, trustee Crescent,
Yes.
and supervisor.
Yes. The town fund bills for $31,218.94.
So moved.
Dan, second. Keith, any questions? If none, roll call.
Trustee Cox,
Yes.
trustee Foley,
Yes.
trustee Hopkins, trustee Crescent,
Yes.
and supervisor Allen.
Okay, nothing's on none of the funds here. We had speaking of hard work and everything by our employees, and Gabby kinda had this one up for the, school, give out for, poor kids that can afford all the stuff you need to start the school with. And they made real nice things up, very, very nice. And Gabby and all my staff, they were just amazing. And so far, and a bunch came in today again too. And Dan, yeah, and Mike, yeah, thank them very, very much. And everybody was there, everybody worked hard. There was over 400 given away so far. So that helps a lot of poor kids, you know, and they're not embarrassed when they go in and the teacher said, where's your thing? You
And
know?
that's out of the general assistance?
Yeah.
Is that out of the
Little
general
girl.
assistance?
No, that would be a general account, because you don't know if they.
Right, that's what I was gonna say.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
I helped work on it a few days. put
Yeah,
some
Mike
stuff
did,
together,
and
Stuff together, and then Friday, Dan and I both.
you guys really worked hard.
For several hours and stuff like that, and I'll tell you what, Gabby and the whole gang, let me tell you what, and plus the volunteers that got
Yeah.
lined up.
A lot of volunteers too.
Yeah.
Kathy came to help too.
Yeah. Thank you,
I
everybody.
didn't
And
know about
Larry's guys helped haul stuff in.
Do all the hauling.
Yeah.
Well, next time,
They
please
haul
let me know,
stuff.
because I'll definitely be there.
Okay,
I
we
got
go
bigger
pick up
pickup
the
truck.
donuts.
Okay, we sure will.
No, she didn't.
You knew we had donuts.
She said she.
But you had going.
Friday, you did.
This,
Nothing on Tuesday, breakfast or the senior citizen fund, Papa fund, nothing. On the parking lot, the city approached us about that parking lot down there again. I told them we're trying to buy it from each other. the gentleman, I think I told you, the gentleman told me that he owed, and this is not, nothing he had on paper, he thought maybe it'd be more, like $87,000 on that small lot. So I said, will you find out and let us know how much you'll take? So, I don't know if he
And why do we need it?
the one right, we'd be silly not to buy it. The one right next door to the senior citizen building.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, we'd be silly not to buy
For
that.
parking.
Yeah.
Okay.
And, you know, it's right there. And
Right.
nobody else would want it.
Maybe they'll
I
trade us.
I can't see no.
Trade.
Well.
Oh, really?
well,
Trade the unused one for that one?
And you know what?
Yeah, I like that idea.
And you know what? I give up that idea because, like, when we have the, some of the bands come, we fill up all this in the street, we fill up that lot too. So we, I mean, we put it to a vote for example, but I think we're better off just keeping it.
The tip on here.
It'll be harder to negotiate than UMD back.
No, he still ain't come up with a price. I think what it is, I don't know if he's about to go bankrupt.
Let the city buy it for us.
Might pick it up cheap and.
They might end up with it. Yeah, that tip deal, yeah, that's,
Have them buy it for the tip.
yeah.
It's over money.
Right.
Because I think he goes in with a lot of money too, I'm not sure. Nobody from the assessor's office, road and bridge.
About 5 years ago, we met with Glenn Carvin and Troy, Senator Hayne. Who else was there? You were there.
That's 5 years ago.
Boss was there, Congressman
We had all the heavy hitters.
Shimkus.
Yeah, John Shimkus.
That was our first meeting. We had Troy, Maryville, Glenn Carvin, and Collinsville Township on Old Troy Road. We had our last meeting last Thursday. Terry and I went to it. We're gonna go ahead and get involved in it. We first got our first idea how much money they wanted. It was 60. What was that, 60?
It was tall.
600,000. Since then, we've reduced our lanes from 3 to 2. And it's down $70,000 from the 600,000. We're gonna, Glenn Carver's gonna be the, home base for paying the bills. They're gonna give us 10 years to pay them back.
And Larry did pound on the county, they're giving us what now?
They're giving us 25%.
So that'll help us tremendously too. If you don't know, if you know where they built that new Catholic school, that's what they're talking about.
How much is the county gonna give us?
25%
Of our cost.
of our total cost.
So our cost right now is $530,000, so they're gonna give us
It's a whole lot of money, yeah.
So we have to purchase right away.
What's the name of
Old Troy Road. We have to purchase
Yes,
right
sir.
away, which
How much
I'm
is
sorry.
they're
gonna do?
For me?
All of it, all the way into Edwardsville?
Well, a lot of it's been done. The front, the part of the Edwardsville side, most of
They're
it's
on
been
their
done.
township.
We're gonna go right past that bike trail on Glen Carver. We'll tie into that.
It's in terrible shape.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
it's
worst
bad,
road
it's
in.
bad.
Right.
Anyway,
Now Larry's part ain't too bad though, is it?
no, it is,
Oh, it really
we kept it up.
Yeah.
Anyway, by trading that off, we're gonna save some money, but we're gonna have to buy property. And everything west of our area that we're gonna be paying for has to be acquired, for easement. And that's a farm field.
Do you have a price on that yet?
No. We have to pay for that above and beyond our costs.
Is that something that we'll know about before you do it, or?
Yeah.
I mean, we'll find out what the recommended
Right.
price is on it
That's
for
what I
the
said soon.
engineers.
We have to have an intergovernmental agreement with Glen Carver. Troy's involved,
Maryville.
Maryville, Collinsville.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're gonna build a, what is that, Pat? Troy's gonna build a roundabout
Roundabout.
Yeah.
right there at 162 and Old Troy Road.
That weird intersection's gonna be a roundabout thing.
Gonna be a roundabout. And that'll meet our part. So that's where that stands.
Yes, sir.
What part of that road is in Collinsville Township? Only to the road?
The first part from 162.
162,
A little
162 up to where the new high school is?
Not quite, yeah.
That road across there is the end of.
$535,000.
So that's what, you're gonna be paying $3,000 for that,
More than that.
total, that little section.
No, we're paying 600,
$600,000.
600 less 70,
Less
Plus 25%.
less 25%.
So that puts it around 398,000.
Yeah, it started out at 600, and that's what we've got it down to.
And if we, Glen Carbon passed a 1/4 cent sales tax to pay for this road is what they've done. And if we charge it for 10 years, we could be paying 3% interest. So we're gonna try to get as much as we can in there and get it paid for.
Yeah, instead of doing the interest.
From them.
Oh, right.
3% is reasonable, but it could be 1.5% too.
So we're gonna pay them about $40,000 a year for 10 years.
Just if we pay it for 10 years.
How much would the interest be?
Well, we don't know, it's either gonna be 1.5 or 3, or somewhere in there between 1.5 and 3.
These are all estimates by the engineer, that
Yeah, they're gone.
We're going out for bids in November, I
it
think.
could be lower.
Yeah.
I hope so,
Me too.
but it's gotta be done.
And it's good that Larry talked them into going that, 2-lane
Two-lane.
thing. Because that's all that road really, not saying
Right.
it couldn't later on, but the money was just,
Larry, I don't get to say this often enough, but good job.
Thank you.
Nice work.
thank you, sir.
36.
Does anybody else have anything else to say?
No, I'm still working on the things.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
countertop should be fixed this week, and I'm trying to figure out, I gotta go down and pick up the bids, I got bids I gotta pick up for the lights outside.
And did, so do we have a roofer yet?
You know what, I was gonna ask that.
I think we're gonna have to get, see, with these hard rains, the only thing we can do is announce it, just bring them in and patch it up.
Yeah, we're just curious how much that roof is, but there is $60,000 in there now, so will we have to revote, just like we did with the schools, to,
There's money in the budget for a roof, Terry, or not?
we put it
Well,
just in there
I
for the
think,
senior?
I think, yeah.
Okay. I mean, I don't know what kind of roof is
Yeah,
even on
voted
there.
it.
No, and we don't know what the amount
That's
of
what I'm
cost
saying.
either.
Yeah, we'll just have to get some things.
Yeah.
I don't know how it could be done and stuff like that, but if we could change that from a flat roof to a gable roof with some trusses and stuff like that.
Ooh, I bet you'd be
Yeah,
going-
you better, you
No,
wanna
we
know
had-
that's the other part, how are we gonna do that?
Well, we just keep having to do patchwork to it.
Right,
But this one, we never have done the whole roof, we never have redone it.
Yes,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
And did we?
I
yeah.
mean, it was built in '80, so you probably have done it once.
Mike, it's coming in over that,
'80.
new portion of the building.
Hmm?
That's what the leak is. That add-on built part of the building, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That room, right past that is where it's coming in.
You don't know, it's like you know.
And that portion there that,
Oh, whatever.
was added on.
No.
So I don't know how many years that's been, but that's where it's coming in. It's leaking to the other room too.
Well, it's,
Yeah, we started that the other day.
it's leaking, I saw it Friday.
Yeah.
And the week before and stuff like that, it's like leaking in 4 different spots, 4 or 5 different spots.
Yeah.
The Lakeside was up there getting a nest.
Yeah.
Were they fixing it?
Well,
or
Lakeside-
No, they were just patching it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want me to stop there or just, I live right by there.
Lakeside, well,
Will have them give us a bid, or do you want?
I think we can get away with that
Allen
too.
roofing.
Let's see.
We had great luck with Allen
Did you?
roofing. I've had several roofs.
Yeah, some roofers
They're not
would
township,
do,
though.
there's a difference between home and.
Right.
See, if it's emergency, if it's
Yeah.
an emergency, we can do it without.
Once you think you got talent.
Does anybody else have anything?
Yeah, don't miss that, Larry.
Nope.
Yes,
Was
sir.
any of that due
I
to
second.
hail damage?
Motion's been made.
Oh, we can have them check that, that's very good.
Well,
Check.
absolutely, if there's.
Yeah, oh, yeah, we got it, we're insured.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Motion-
very good,
Motion
Joe.
to adjourn's been made.
We got a motion and second,
Okay, who made it?
Motion.
I did.
second,
Second.
any questions, if none, roll call.
Trustee Cox,
Yes.
trustee Foley,
Yes, ma'am.
Trustee Hopkins,
Yes.
trustee Ketchum,
Yes,
and supervisor Allen.
Yes. And Mr. President, thank you for coming back up.
Thank you.
Very much.
Yeah, I want
You
to
guys
hear
get
about,
together, they
you went
annex
to
some of
the,
that Eastport Plaza.
NFL, to the football
Yeah.
discussion, right?
No, I didn't make
You know
it.
what?
Oh.